Have you ever been in a situation where you thought that your relationship was over, that it was final, that it can't be revived? You've come to the end of the road because everything you've tried failed, and it's like you're out of ideas. What else can you do to make this work? And then, just like that, out of the blue, you have a really nice conversation with your partner, and that conversation just resolved all the issues that you guys had. It's like the love that you thought was lost and gone, automatically, it just comes rushing right back in. And then you start questioning yourself. Was I really willing to let this go? Was I really willing to let my partner go? Look how good we are together. Look at the beautiful years that we spent together. And all because of an unresolved situation. We were going to throw this all away. Have you ever been in that situation? Well, we're going to talk about that in this video, where you thought the love was gone and automatically you just found it rushing right back in, right here. Okay? Let's do this. I'm Simone with Access My Life. Access My Life means you're strong, you're independent, you're a go-getter, you know your worth, so anyone can access your life. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. And if you would like one of these shirts to show the world that you're an open book, check the description box. Let's get back to the video. If you are going through a really bad time with your partner and you just feel so lost, you feel as if the love is gone, the things they used to do for you, they don't do it anymore. The things you used to do for your partner, you don't do it anymore. You just don't feel motivated. You just don't feel that vibe. You just feel like an empty shell right in here. You just feel dead, and you just feel like there is no reason to keep fighting. You've tried counseling. You've talked to friends. You've talked to relatives. And the advice you get from all those people, you try to interpret it and you try to use that to make things better. But no matter what you do, the relationship just isn't going the way that it used to go. You try talking to your partner, and instead of talking to your partner, it turns into an argument where your partner thinks that you're blaming them, or your partner may come to you saying something and you think that they're blaming you for something. It's like you're just constantly at each other's throat. You just can't get a break. Everything just seems to be up in the air, you know, like fire and fire and fire, and there's no water. And you're like, this is not how we used to be. This is not how we used to live. How is it that we got along so good for so many years, and then all of a sudden it's like we're just at each other's throat, like we don't understand each other anymore. It's like Venus and Mars were on two different planets. You know, like a cat and a dog just not getting along. What really happened? What really changed in our relationship? Why has our dynamic just gone from to what is the issue? Now, relationships don't go from being perfect to being dull and fighting and arguing just overnight. Everything starts with something, okay? Something happened, and then that issue was not resolved. And then something else happened, and then that was not resolved. And something else, and it just keeps adding and adding. And when things like that keeps adding on and you don't talk about it, then automatically that closeness that you had with your partner, it just gradually starts to get further and further apart, because there is something inside the middle, something between you and your partner that's actually growing bigger and bigger and creating that space between you and your partner. So don't let things happen without addressing them. If you want to have a long-lasting relationship, you have to communicate. You have to talk about things that bother you and allow your partner to talk about things that bother them. And at the end of that conversation, you have to come to a solution, because if you don't, you're going to find distance. It's the enemy. Distance is the enemy. It's going to keep eating and eating away at your relationship until you're like, what happened? You're going to find yourself in a space where you just don't know how to get back to that place where you guys were. So any little thing that happens in your relationship, you need to talk about it. I'm not saying to be a nuisance, because some things you just have to let them go. Some things are not that important. They're just tiny little things. And if you keep bringing up every little thing to your partner, it's going to become annoying. So you have to pick and choose your battle. The things that are important, the ones that will cause you to lose that closeness, those are the things that you need to take into account, and don't let those things just get swept under the rug. Those are the things that you need to address, because those are the things that pertain to both you and your partner and your happiness together. So yes, you have to address those things. Listen, no relationship is perfect. You're gonna have arguments, you're gonna fuss, you're gonna fight. The important thing is how you come back together and how you deal with the situation at hand. If you are able to fight and argue, but do it reasonably and do it in a way where your partner understands you and you understand where your partner is coming from, and at the end of it, there is a solution to the problem, and you guys make up and kiss and hug, then that is beautiful, because you have two different people coming together, two different minds, two different backgrounds, two different upbringing, and you're coming together to make one. So you are bound to have conflicts, and that's okay as long as you guys reconnect and work out your issues and just move on from there. That is going to be the important thing. So now let's get back to where you thought your relationship was over, that there was no hope. You've done the therapy and you've tried talking to your partner, and things just never seem to go right, because it always ends up into a heated argument. But one day you guys sat down together and said, you know what? We used to love each other. We used to get along. We used to do everything together. And we made such a beautiful couple. People used to admire us. We have kids now in the picture. So if we're supposed to separate now, what is that going to look like? The assets that we have, how are we going to share that up? What are we going to do? You know, because when you guys got together in the first place, you got together saying it's going to be forever. This is going to be your life now, together. Your husband, your wife, together. That's what the ultimate intention and dream was initially. Not for you guys to be arguing and fighting and thinking about separation at this point, especially when you've been together for a while. No, that was not the plan. The plan was to live and grow old together until the day you guys die. That was the plan. So you guys finally sat down and you thought about all these things. You talk about all these things that you had, things that you have now, and things that you wish to have in the future. And you realize, listen, we've gotten through so many things in the past. Why can't we get through this? And you guys seriously sat down together and say, hey, let's air our dirty laundry, okay? Let's talk about the things that are really bothering us. Let's be open. Let's be reasonable. Let's talk about it. And the day that you guys come together, come to that realization that you really need to sit down and talk and not be at each other's throats, that's the day you're going to find the solution to your problem. So you sat down, you talk with your partner, you talk about the pros, you talk about the cons of your relationship, And a lot of times the issue in your relationship has to do with you guys growing, okay? And growing apart is bad, but there is a solution to growing apart. Growing apart can be solved by you talking about your future with your partner, talking about your dreams, talking about your aspirations. When you guys started your relationship together, you may have had the same dreams, the same aspirations, but as you get older and you get more life experience, things change, and that's okay. Your partner may want to go in a different direction, and you may want to go in a different direction. Don't try to hold them back, and they should not try to hold you back. You should cheer your partner on to achieve their goals, and they should cheer you on to achieve your goals, so that you both can grow together in your relationship and be happy for each other. When you are willing to do that, then both of you will be happy in your relationship together and also as individuals, because you're going to feel as if you're achieving your dreams, your life's goal. You're not going to feel like you got cheated because you got stuck in a marriage where you're not able to do what you want to do. You're going to do together as a team. So your partner is going to be aware of what you're doing, and you're going to make your partner be aware of what you're doing. And once you guys both agree and grow together, even in your individuality, because you guys have an understanding, then that is going to make your relationship work. So a lot of this separation has to do with growing apart, because your partner think that you're not supporting their dreams or that you're holding them back. But if you guys just communicate, I think that will solve a lot of your issues. So going back to this again, you sit down, you have that conversation with your partner, you talk about what's bothering you, they talk about what's bothering them, and then you guys now come up with a solution to resolve that problem. And then you're going to see the difference that that makes in your relationship. It's going to be blossoming and beautiful from there. Listen, we are individuals and we're growing and we're learning. So things are going to change in our lives, in our relationships. Your partner is going to change. You are going to change. But as long as you guys have an understanding and you agree, then you guys can continue to grow together. And that is going to make the difference in your relationship. As to whether you're married for 6 months or a year and it just didn't work out and you're separated, or the difference between married 20 years and being married for a lifetime. So communication is very, very important in every relationship. You guys have to talk. Every step of the way, you have to talk. You can't just go about doing your thing and your partner doing their thing without you guys actually having a conversation about it, because your partner is going to feel as if they were left behind, as if you're doing things without them knowing, you're hiding things from them, and you don't want that. You want to have a plain, level field where you guys are on the same page. Even though you're achieving different goals as individuals, you are achieving the same goal together as a partner, because you're growing together in your relationship. You're building a family and you're building up your own lives. Because at the end of the day, if you want to be a lawyer and you are pursuing that goal, and then your partner wants to be a doctor and he's pursuing that goal, at the end of the day, whatever money you guys make from your separate careers, all that is still going to come back together in your relationship to build you guys up, okay? You buy your homes, you buy your cars, you pay for your kids' college education. It helps you when it comes on to retirement. Everything that you've gained as individuals still help you together as a team, as a family, as a unit. If you find yourself in the situation where your partner is growing and you're just stuck at point zero, then you need to find something to do. You need to find something to occupy your time. Build yourself up. so that your partner is building and you're building, and you're not there just waiting for some handout from your partner. No, your partner is doing something constructive and you're also trying to find yourself, trying to build yourself up so that together you guys will be up here and you're contributing. The money is not that important. It doesn't matter if your partner is making 6 figures or 7 figures and you're just making 5 figures. The important thing is that you guys are building together and finding yourselves. That's the important thing. So if you feel that you're lost in a relationship, that there's no point of continuing the relationship and turning back the hands of time, you'd be surprised that if you guys love each other, you can find yourself right back to the place where you began. That place of love, that place of trust, that place of friendship, that place where you guys shared your dreams and aspirations together. So talk to your partner, let them know what you're thinking. Share with your partner and encourage them to share with you. If you guys are on the same page, how can it not work? It has to work. The only time a relationship doesn't work is when you're not on the same page. That is the only time. And one of the most important things to keep your relationship going is you guys have to be kind to each other. Yes, meaning you're going to say kind words to your partner. Don't just say words whatever you want, whenever you want. You can't do that. You always have to think about your partner and their feelings. You have to put their feelings first, but only up to a certain point. Don't put your partner's feelings first to the point where you become a doormat. So you have to be reasonable in your thinking, okay? And do things accordingly. You have to be smart. You can't just be head over heels in love with someone and just do everything for them while they do little to nothing for you. That's going to be a one-sided relationship, and you don't want that. The energy that you put into the relationship is the same energy that you should expect from your partner. Because again, if you guys are on the same page and you're going at the same pace, how can it not work? Because you guys are seeing eye to eye. And that's exactly what you want in your relationship. So again, if you think your relationship is coming to an end, find some way to have that dialogue with your partner. Remind your partner as to how your relationship used to be, how you guys loved and cared about each other. Find out what their new dream is, what their new aspiration is. Let them know that you're okay with it. You're willing to stand behind them and see how much of a difference that makes. A lot of times, like I tell you, relationships end because people just grow apart. Their dreams change, their aspirations change, or they may feel that if they were to mention something to you, then you wouldn't be on board with it. And the only way that they can do what they want to do is just to separate from you and just to go pursue their own thing, when in actuality, they perceived how you would have reacted instead of giving you the opportunity to react and see. But no, they have this preconceived notion in their head that this is how my partner is going to react based on past experience. And as a result of that, they didn't give you the benefit of the doubt. And that just caused the relationship to die. So be open to your partner in expressing yourself, and be open to them expressing themselves to you. Don't try to force your partner to do anything. They need to be free in the relationship to do as their heart pleases, as long as it's beneficial to the relationship. The relationship will grow from it. If it's something that is going to hurt you, then that should not be done. If it's something that's going to hurt your partner, then it's something that you should never ever consider. As long as it's beneficial to the relationship, whether it's now or even later in the future, as long as it's for the team, for the unit, for the family, then it's a good thing to do. Talk to your partner. If you find yourself in a situation where you think your relationship is done, it's over with, find a way to talk to them. Figure out what the issue is and see how you guys can resolve it. Even cheating, people have come back together from cheating. Cheating is one of the biggest things as to why couples separate. Depending on the circumstances as to how it happened, maybe that's something that can be forgiven. But people have moved forward together and saved their relationship even though there was cheating involved. So if you're in that predicament, try to hear your partner out, If you think it's something that you can forgive, then give them an opportunity. If it's something that you think you cannot forgive, then don't even bother pursuing it, because in the back of your mind, you're always going to be thinking that they're out and about cheating on you. And if you don't have trust in your relationship, you have nothing. So again, if the issue in your relationship is something that you guys can get over, I do think it makes sense for you to spend the time and to figure things out with your partner, because the grass is not greener on the other side. It is not. You're going to have faults. Your partner is going to have faults. And someone else on the other side is going to have their own fault, a different fault. In this relationship, the issue may be your partner does not clean up after himself, but he's a good provider. On the other hand, you think the grass is greener over there, so now you're going to try to find somebody who cleans up, but then he's not a good provider. You see what I'm saying? There is no perfect person. You guys just have to work it out, figure it out. So if your partner is not a clean person, work on it with him. When he makes a mess, tell him. When she's being messy, tell her, hey, clean up. Or instead of saying that, because that may seem so harsh, you could say, baby, let's do some cleaning up today. Let's clean up together. Again, be kind in your words. Find a way to get around it. You guys are adults. You guys love each other. You can do this. Make it happen. Save your relationship if you can, and you will see that you will grow and grow and grow. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Leave me a comment, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.